So, Carl, if you could keep any place in the world on bank to just jump to at any point, where would it be?
Oh, 2 foot at the end of my bed. So when I'm out on a night out, straight home, baby.
That's a good answer. So hello and a warm welcome to all the guys, gals and non-binary pals watching. I am Lucas Holland, this is Wiki Weekends, and I'm joined, as ever, by the lovely Karl Smallwood.
Hello.
And Carl, today we're talking about, the epitome of edgy cool that is the 2008 film Jumper.
I could go on, but all I'm saying is I'm standing on top of the world.
Cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, right, yeah.
The jewel in Hayden Christensen's career.
Maybe my favourite film that Hayden Christensen's appeared in, yeah.
Okay, name 2 that aren't Star Wars.
Jumper. And Jumper. I assume that Star Wars kind of tanked his career, or at least tanked his wanting to be in other movies, right?
Yeah. He appeared in a couple of rom-coms as his boyfriend who can't be arsed, because Hayden Christensen has there's a feature of Hayden Christensen's that I find very relatable, and that is that he looks so tired all the time. He has such tired eyes. He's got pre-Buscemi eyes, and he's like, I get it.
As do I, especially today. I'm still a little bit ill, as you can probably hear in my voice, but yeah, I'm getting over it. I'm getting over that hump, but I do apologise if I maybe sound a little bit more gruffly than usual today.
Okay, but why are we talking about Jumper, Lucas?
So we're talking about Jumper because, first of all, you just casually brought it up a month ago, and I was like, yeah, Jumper is a fun, non-comic book superhero film, right? And
yeah.
Then for this month's patron poll over on a Patreon, go check it out, I put up a vote for people to decide which movie that we're going to watch and discuss, and amongst them were the movie you suggested was Push, starring Chris Evans.
Yes.
Which I was unfamiliar with, and we're not talking about today because it didn't win the vote. But then also Kick-Ass, Super, and then the film that we're talking about today, Jumper.
Sorry, clutch stuck.
I would recommend people go watch Push, because it's a superhero movie with Chris Evans in it, where he's playing a guy with telekinesis, and they have telekinesis battles, and the telekinesis in that movie is actually handled really well. For example, one of the gimmicks that Chris Evans eventually learns to do is walking everywhere while telekinetically holding a gun behind his back.
So telekinetically die-harding everybody at once.
Yeah, basically he just has Axton's drone with him at all times. You have fist fights between people with telekinesis where they have handguns swinging around them.
That's a pretty cool idea, to be fair, yeah. It's a lot better than what most telekinesis is seen in especially X-Men stuff and, Fantastic Four, where it's just
pushing people over. What do they say? Yeah, they actually talk about. It's really interesting because they talk about the mechanics of telekinesis in that movie. They talk about how pushing someone is really difficult because that requires a lot of effort. Do you know what doesn't require a lot of force? Pulling the trigger to a gun. That's a couple of pounds of force as opposed to hundreds of pounds worth of force.
Gonna try and get inside my head? Go ahead. See if you can push me before I pull the trigger.
Right, Jumper is a fun film.
It's fun, yes.
I think it's one of those weird films where maybe it's just because I was, me and you were the target audience at the time. We were 16, 17, just hitting on that. Oh, this is a cool, darker, grittier kind of superhero film, but
it's just on the cusp of those Divergent movies. It really does read a young adult novel that's been adapted to the screen.
It is based on a novel. It's based on the 1992 novel by Stephen Gould.
Okay, but that's not a young adult novel, I imagine. It's not Divergent or anything like that, right?
Maybe people in the comments can let us know, because I've not read the novel, I've just watched the film. I was unaware until doing a bit of research on this that it was an adaptation. I guess let us know if you've read it, how, young adult adjacent this novel is. But in the movie, the Jumpers aren't hero characters. They are called, almost inherently evil by the paladins that hunt them down in this movie. And They're straight up just thieves and murderers, right?
Yeah, any nefarious, like, beyond government group calling themselves the Paladins, that's the evil side. Like, Sam Jackson's haircut should be enough to let you know that he's evil.
It's a weird look for Sam Jackson. It's one of the only movies where I think he's not pulling off the look.
Who's protecting you? Give me an answer so I can go home. I hate jumpers.
Joe, what the best bit is as well? Sam Jackson purposely picked that haircut because he thought it was funny. So when Sam Jackson appeared in those like movies that weren't great, a la Jumper, one of the things he'd have written into his contract just for his own amusement is I get to pick my hairstyle.
Right.
So he intentionally picked a stupid hairstyle for Jumper so he'd stand out on the posters.
So did Jamie Bell do the same thing for this movie?
I think he's just 2000s. That's what haircuts look like back then.
Yeah, I think you're right, but that's a rough haircut looking back. I remember Jamie Bell being like, the cool guy in this movie, but the moment he rocked up and I saw his hairdo, I was like, oh, 2008 did not treat you well. But for anyone who's not familiar with the film, Karl, Jumper is a 2008 American science fiction action film directed by Doug Liman and written by David S. Goyer, Jim Uhls, and Simon Kinberg. And yeah, it's basically a movie about people who can jump, which is just teleportation.
And the reason we're calling it a superhero movie, even though it's not technically a superhero movie, is because two of the people who wrote it are known for doing superhero projects, like Simon Kinberg and David S. Goyer. And they've worked on like Marvel and X-Men stuff.
It's interesting as a concept because it's not like a Nightcrawler where conceivably Nightcrawler could, if he wanted to, just kind of teleport on a whim to anywhere. Jumpers specifically have to use their memories to jump to a place that they're already familiar with.
And there's seemingly no limit to the amount of times they can tell. They don't get tired when they teleport. They seemingly have no issues doing it like 100 times.
And if they can see it, they can also just jump there as well, right? So
yes,
it's interesting because kind of like, the protagonist character that we see, who is Hayden Christensen, they are just like kind of a bit of a lazy jumper that goes into bank vaults, steals some money, chills out for the rest of their life.
The thing is that we'd all do it, right? The reason I think a lot of people have fondness for this movie is because Hayden Christensen's character is very realistic in, my home life fucking sucks, I can teleport, fuck this, straight into a bank vault.
Like, I'm just completely disappearing for the rest of my life. Like, Michael Rooker's a bad dad, I'm gone.
Done. Right, just straight to the bank vault. And the fact that he goes into the bank vault and he's like, he goes back a second time and then a third time. So, am I taking a piss? Hang on a sec, I can teleport, who cares? Back in I go.
It's kind of like that power fantasy in the sense of just having the dream of being the lazy person who's just like, fuck it, I've got superpowers, I'm going to steal some money and just live my life. I'm going to teleport to London whenever I want to go hit on women.
Mind for joining?
Briefly talking about the cast, as I say, the protagonist is played by Hayden Christensen, and then you also have a supporting cast of Jamie Bell, Rachel Bilson, Max Fierro, I want to say, Anna Sophia Robb, Diane Lane, Michael Rooker, and Samuel L. Jackson. So a pretty stacked cast, by all means.
And most of the good members of that cast are absolutely fucking wasted. Except for Sam Jackson, who's just there because he's Sam Jackson, he does what he wants.
Sam Jackson is just the guy that maybe should have been killed halfway through the movie because he's just a dude.
The idea is all that he gloats and threatens people who can teleport, and seemingly people who teleport are scared of him. Like, Jamie Bell is terrified of, like, Sam Jackson's character. It's like, the Paladins are really dangerous. Like, how? Just fucking teleport behind them and snap his neck.
The reason that Jamie Bell's scared of him is because he killed his parents, right?
Yeah.
And clearly that's just childhood trauma. Yeah, the idea that he can't... Because he kills the guy by just jumping him high up into the air and dropping him down.
Yeah, the idea that the Paladins would pose any threat to people who can teleport unless they could sneak up on them, which they do, but the second that their cover is blown, the idea that the jumpers would run away is laughable. It's like I said, just teleport them 100 feet into the air or the middle of the ocean.
And that's what he does, right? He, like, either kills or knocks out a guy by just dropping him from a high spot into a big rock in the Colosseum. And then he goes to his base and he's like, oh yeah, he's in the water now. It's like he just dropped him off in, like, the Pacific Ocean, I think.
Do you like in, like, what is it, Infinity War, Obsidian Cull? He's fighting Doctor Strange, he just teleports into the middle of fucking Arctic, he's like, he's done.
Oh, yeah.
Fine.
It's like one of my favourite moments where just Spider-Man just shoots the spaceship, right? And just, I can't remember the name of, is it Ebony Maw? He just kills Ebony Maw by shooting him into space. It's like, yeah.
Your powers are inconsequential compared to mine.
Yeah, but the kid's seen more movies.
They've got an instant win button whenever they want, and for some reason...
They never
like,
use it.
Essentially, a taser makes them just terrified of Sam Jackson. A taser and a big knife. Because, like, the introduction to Sam Jackson's character is just, like, he's managed to, in the middle of a jungle, track down a character that can infinitely teleport and trap him in a tree, and then just stabs him and guts him. Like, obviously, the movie shows they have got technology to, like, try and, you know...
Trap them down.
Trap people, or to, very, very slowly open up one of their portals, which,
and then chase them again.
Unless it's a portal that leads directly to your home base, like at the end of the movie, that's not that useful, because they can just keep teleporting.
They can just keep teleporting, yeah, and I think it feels a bit rushed. They probably could have focused on Sam Jackson and the Paladins a bit more and explain how, like, once we know their name, we can research them, and we can't catch them if they teleport all the time, but everyone goes home eventually. And that's where we get them.
And that's why it makes sense towards the start of the movie, because David, the character played by Hayden Christensen, is, like, you know, just living life in New York. He's got a nice fancy apartment with a clever tactic of just taking a picture of every single jump spot that he ever wants to go to so he can easily remember it, right?
Remember exactly where it is and go there, yes.
And yeah, if that is the limitation of your power, that is a great way to counter that limitation. It's just fuck it, take pictures of everything.
Yep. It'd be so powerful with a smartphone, right? Imagine if, like, you know, Hayden Christensen had Google Glass when he was doing this.
Yeah, like, imagine a remake of this where just he's got, like, the, like, fucking smart glasses on, and he's just taking video of everywhere he goes. Just, yeah,
I want
why
a
not?
remake where it's like a kid who's like really introverted because of like the pandemic and doesn't leave the house anyway, so they never actually go outside using their new jumping powers.
And that's one really nice detail, isn't it? In the start of this movie, where he's just chilling out in his flat, he's just teleporting around his flat instead of using like the ladder up to his balcony or through doors or anything. Just, yeah. Why would I bother using an elevator when I can just teleport downstairs?
It's so realistic to what people would do with that power. It's the power fantasy element, right? If you're watching the film, like, what would you do if you could teleport? And most people's first answer is, I'd teleport into a bank vault. That's literally what he does. And I'm a big fan of the classics. Do they say, like, when a movie has the classics, you know, like Mouse or a piece of cheese, like a criminal robbing a bank? It's like Spider-Man 2, isn't it? Where just Octavius literally tries to steal the entire vault to get money. It's like, it's a classic, and sometimes the classics are all you need.
And I love that moment in Spider-Man 2 where just because it's a comic book movie, you can get away with the fact that Otto Octavius grabs big bags of gold with a big dollar sign on them and starts throwing them at Spider-Man. It's like, bank vaults don't have big labelled sacks of gold on them.
They're also, as well, not normally in the middle of the bank.
No, yeah, true. They're just on the bank floor. It just rips the vault door off.
It's just the idea that his plan is to literally walk in and just steal bags of money from a bank vault. It's such a classic villain move.
Here's your change!
At least, you know, David in this scenario actually has a slightly stealthy plan of, oh, hey, I'm definitely a customer here. Can I use the toilets? And then the toilets just so happen to go straight past the vault as it's open in the middle of the day.
Hey, this way. Yeah.
If all he could do was teleport into the bank, he'd be screwed. So, realistically, his plan would have just failed if he didn't walk past the open bank vault.
Yes, and get a glimpse inside.
And I don't know how many bank vaults are directly next to customer toilets.
Well, maybe that's what he did his research, right? Did his research to find them. Or
we just didn't see the 20 other banks that he went into and tried the same trick and failed.
Yeah, like Agent Christensen did a lot of pissing that day.
So, the very basic story is, like, yeah, Hayden Christensen figures out that he can teleport when he's, like, 15 years old. And, yeah, immediately goes and robs a bank vault. Becomes, like, just a guy chilling out. And then one day, Sam Jackson, who is a member of the Paladins, comes and tracks him down. And that is one part of the movie where, yeah, you have to assume, because the movie doesn't tell you anything. It is a bit rushed. It is like a 90-minute movie.
They're not wasting any fucking time. The plot is also teleporting all over the place.
It is, but, like, yeah, Sam Jackson's character just turns up one day to hunt him down at his apartment. So you assume that they've been doing a lot of research on this guy over the years, right?
Yes. I also, as well, love the Paladin's motivation of they're just salty they can't teleport. It's such a realistic, like, shady agency reasoning for why they don't want someone to have superpowers. Like, no one should have that power. And it's like, no, you want the power, so you do think someone should have it. You're just salty that it's not you.
To be fair, it's not reasonable to go kill them for it, but it's reasonable in the sense of, yeah, if I heard that other people got the ability to teleport and I didn't, I'd be pretty salty about that as well.
There is also, like, a practicality element to it of how the fuck do you arrest somebody who can teleport? You're never going to keep them in prison.
If most people can't jump when they're being electrocuted, you could keep them in, like, I don't know, a semi-permanently stunned state in prison.
Are you saying that they should have attached Hayden Christensen to the machine from Rick and Morty where every 10 seconds it tasers your balls?
I guess so. Obviously, we're talking full spoilers. This is a 2008 movie that not many people care about, of course, but...
No, a lot of people care about it, it's just that no one likes it.
I kind of do like it, though. Hayden Christensen at the end of the film is being tasered and still manages to teleport part of an entire building.
Which is where I got, like, the young adult novel vibes from it, of, like, they say it's impossible to teleport when you're being attacked by the Paladins, but Hayden Christensen's the most special jumper of all, so he can do it. He also, towards the end, gets fucking telekinesis out of nowhere.
Does he?
Yes. The very last thing that happens to him, he gets telekinesis. It's like, okay, I guess he's not got... That's the sequel hook.
Oh, yeah, and there are sequels to this. In terms of the novels, at least. I'm kind of salty that we didn't get the full adaptation, because it does set up for a sequel at the end where he tracks down his mum, who is, like, the head of the fucking Paladins, who, by the way, not only ran away and had Kirsten Scott as a kid as well, or Kristen Scott. Like, she just answered the door at the end as a kid, and I was like, it's Kristen Scott, what is she doing? This isn't Twilight. But yeah,
she just rocks up out of nowhere, right?
She just has a small cameo towards the end, but then he talks to his mum, and he's like, ask why did you abandon me, blah, blah. Turns out she's a paladin, and basically is like, you have a head start, run.
So I'm a jumper, you're a paladin.
That's right.
What now?
I'm giving you a head start, son.
Then we never got any sequel out of it.
Hey, I think you're ignoring the PS2 game Griffith's Adventure.
Oh yeah, because Griffin, played by Jamie Bell, is the other jumper in this movie that is focused on, and
who's way better with his powers than Hayden Christensen is.
Well, that's the point, right? Is that this guy's been on the run and battling paladins his entire life, whereas Hayden Christensen just went into the fucking dark and just didn't bother with this war that's going on.
He's got no idea that there are other jumpers out there. He just assumes he's special, which it turns out he kind of is.
He still kind of is, but yeah, it turns out you're not the only one, kid. yeah, just Griffin seemingly should have been the protagonist of this, but
a movie about him would have been way more interesting, because like the fight scene with him at the halfway point of the movie is one of the most interesting applications of the teleportation superpower I've seen in a movie.
It's
like that thing where he does the teleport punch on Sam Jackson, right? To get basically turns himself into a railgun, and just propels himself forward while screaming and just fucking socks Sam Jackson.
The actual effect of jumping in this movie is really well done, and I think
it's really cool.
That's one of the best moments in the entire film.
It's time to send you home to mommy.
I also love as well where he just starts like, fuck it, starts teleporting in like buses and cars.
Yeah, and his kind of reasoning around his powers, obviously it's then questioned at the end of the movie, is that he says he can teleport anything that moves. So he can't teleport a building, but he can teleport a fucking bus that's moving.
He's basically doing like Bayonetta witch time attacks with cars.
And like that,
he's fighting you, and then a fucking London bus comes out and finishes his combo.
Yeah, that scene as well where they're doing like the chase down, I think it's Tokyo streets, and he teleports the car like above traffic for a minute and just flies the car briefly for a second to get over traffic and teleports himself back down. And like, I don't understand how a guy with a taser's meant to compete with that.
They must be the best like taser people ever.
Like, what fucking force powers is Sam Jackson still carrying over?
It's more the fact when he takes that punch and he's not instantly dead.
Yeah.
Like, a punch that sends him like 40 feet through the air through a brick wall.
So I think that's one of the coolest applications of the power, is that momentum is maintained, if not accelerated, when you're jumping.
Yes.
So
not because he screams the entire time he's doing it, which is super rad.
Yeah. It's a shame that we didn't get a sequel, and I'm kind of looking at this. I'm a bit curious as to why we didn't, because
it did all right?
It had a budget of $85 million, and it had a box office of $225 million. And then on top of that, 2008 was when you could still get like DVD sales on the back end and stuff, unlike today.
That's why I remember watching it. Yeah, I remember watching it on like DVD or something like that.
It must have like made a pretty good profit, which
the action wasn't bad. Like one of the directors, I think he was the guy who did like The Bourne Identity or something like that. Also, I'm looking at the poster too. The tagline of "Anywhere is possible" is super fucking dope. Not to mention the image of it's Hayden Christensen on top of the pyramids. I think they filmed a lot of it on location as well, right? It says in the production side, because this is before the widespread application of CG. So like when they needed Hayden Christensen to go to Egypt, they just went to fucking Egypt and got the shot.
Yeah, and you can tell. But it's from the director of The Bourne Identity and Mr. and Mrs. Smith. So, good action films at least, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it says here in the filming section that, in 2006, Jumper was filmed at various locations in Peterborough, Ontario. Principal photography began in Toronto in October. It does say that they also had very rare access to film for 3 whole days in the Colosseum in Rome.
Yes, which they don't often allow people to film, especially like an action scene where they're blowing it up. Like they couldn't even film fucking Gladiator in the Colosseum. They let them film this shit.
It's so strange that they got actual full access to the Colosseum there, and obviously some of the scenes are like extended with CG or compositing and things like that, but they actually were able to film on set there. And then
that's it. The idea of this film being the one that got permission to film it, it's like it's the Sedlec Ossuary, I think it's called. I think it's in Poland, somewhere in Europe, and it is known as the Bone Church. You've probably seen pictures of it. It's that place where thousands and thousands of bones are all over the walls and chandeliers and everything, and they have never given any film permission to film there, and they get like requests every day from like black metal bands and stuff asking to film in there, and the one film they gave permission was Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, that weird crappy Dungeons and Dragons from like the mid 2000s. Yeah It says here, they went to Tokyo, things like that, and it says altogether filming took place in 20 cities in 14 countries. I don't really think any movie does that anymore, and you got that for Jumper.
Something that people pointed out is like you go back like 20, 30 years, and even like, something like this, like a mid-2000s generic action movie that barely anyone remembers, filmed on location. and had stunts in real locations with real people. And Marvel movies can't do that.
Or they don't want to.
They don't want to, because it's cheaper to go to Atlanta and film on a soundstage.
Film on the volume, where you can be like, you can send the Mandalorian to every single location in one day. Like, great. But yeah, it's a great, like, looking film.
This really, like, some of those, like, establishing shots in the different locales are really good. Like, you know, they're not amazing, but when you know, like, they actually went there and they actually filmed on location in a real place with Hayden Christensen in a stupid costume, you've got to appreciate it a bit more than you would, like, say, a Marvel movie, right? Where you just know it's all on a soundstage.
They even, like, leave Sam Jackson in the Grand Canyon and get, like, I presume, like, a big helicopter shot of the Grand Canyon at the end.
It might have been a helicopter shot.
Yeah,
so he flew Sam Jackson to the Grand Canyon. Oh, you know, his body double.
An interesting end to the movie of, like, I'm the good guy, I'm not going to kill you. Leaves him in a cave in the middle of the Grand Canyon somewhere.
I told you I'm different. Could have dropped you with the sharks.
He's gonna have like some secret, like next level, like phone call shit that'll get him out of there in 10 minutes, won't he? He just calls up fucking Agent Coulson, turns up, and is like, "Are you done? Are you done?"
2008 is same year as Iron Man, right?
It might have been, yeah.
I think so. So can you imagine just like Robert Downey Jr. comes and saves Sam Jackson, and it's like, oh, it was Nick Fury the entire time. No wonder they were so scared of him.
That's why he shaved his head, right? And God, that haircut was fucking stupid. Shave that shit off. But one thing I do like, though, is the casting. Because we've mentioned Hayden Christensen in this movie. Did you clock who was going to be the main character before they got Hayden Christensen? The studio wanted Eminem.
No.
Can you imagine if this film was Eminem instead of Hayden? Would that have made the movie better or worse?
Better? I want to say.
This movie would be incredible if it was Eminem teleporting everywhere.
That would have been pretty sick. It would have been cool to look back and be like, oh, do you remember the teleporting Eminem movie?
Oh, that teleporting Eminem movie would be so fucking good.
Look, I feel sorry for the shit Hayden Christensen got back in the day for the Star Wars movies. I can't defend him as an actor. Because he's a wooden block in this movie as well. You can't just put it on George Lucas.
I think I need to talk to my lawyers.
Why? You're not under arrest.
You mean you're not the...
Police? Anybody can rob a bank. What I'd like to know is how you rob a bank without opening any doors. Come on.
Usually the defense people have fight Hayden Christensen's performance, and there's the behind-the-scenes footage confirming it of George Lucas telling him, say it worse. Jedi don't have emotion. And it's like, and you can prove that George Lucas is a crap director, he gets a shit performance out of Sam Jackson.
Yes,
but
exactly.
Hayden Christensen and Sam Jackson in this movie, and Sam Jackson is Sam Jacksoning it up.
And Hayden Christensen is still feels like Anakin to me. Just like the
way better if it was Eminem.
It would have been, yeah.
Just like, oh man, like 8 Mile bitch, let's go. Bam, bam, bam. Because you know as well, you're going to teleport people to Detroit. Every time he like gets rid of a bad guy, Detroit.
But then, as well, I assume if you got Eminem, you probably could have had a couple of needle drops of Eminem songs throughout as well.
Oh, I imagine like the Griffin fight scene with fucking Lose Yourself in the background.
You know, talking about the cast specifically, just between Hayden Christensen, Rachel Bilson, and Jamie Bell, I'm like, man, this is a mid-2000s movie, because you don't see them in much nowadays.
No. You see like Sam Jackson in a lot.
And obviously, Jamie Bell, I think for the first time I'd seen him after Jumper, was in like that Fan Four Stick movie. It's like,
he was in that one.
It's not the one, mate. It's
Well,
not
the thing
the
is,
one.
like, he's the guy who was in Billy Elliot, and Billy Elliot is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, no. Yeah, Jamie Bell, if people don't remember, was the kid in Billy Elliot in the movie. It's kind of a bit of a thread, right? Because one of our other favourite actors that this is a superhero film was also a Billy Elliot, but Tom Holland was a Billy Elliot on the West End. Rachel Bilson is someone that I think has always just, but like mainly TV. It kind of gets to Korea and start talking about their 2008 and like 11 appearances, and then doesn't have much after that.
It's more when the Wikipedia page doesn't have a high quality photo, because that means they've not been to like a con in a while for someone to get a good photo of them, right?
It is quite creepy with Rachel Bilson being like, not creepy in the sense of the casting or anything, but more the plot of David turns up back at home to like kind of creep on his childhood best friend.
Yeah.
Immediately, essentially kidnaps her to Rome and abandons her in the middle of like the airport.
I can't get on this flight with you, Millie. This is as far as we go together.
He basically just goes, "Hey, I'm a rich guy. Let's go to Rome because you always wanted to visit the Colosseum and have lots of sex, and then bye. I'm done with you now." Oh dear God.
Next level ghosting. It's like ghosting on like a level you can't even comprehend. Do you remember like when we played through Breath of the Wild and we came up with the theory of fuckboy Link?
He just has one woman in every region of Hyrule.
Because like in that game we realised that when you fast travel, Link just teleports away. We came up with the idea like fuckboy Link having a different girl in every region. And like, hey Link, do you want to meet my parents? See you later, girl. I gotta go. Whoop.
Just, oh hey, like, I made you this armor, which means that, like, you're my betrothed one to be engaged with. It's like, I'm out, I need to go save Hyrule. Bye. Bye, Miva. I'm sorry, dear. But yeah, that's essentially what David Rice does in this movie, right? He just, literally, out of nowhere, reappears in his hometown. Oh, by the way, she says she immediately notices him going into that very busy bar, even though it's been, like, seemingly like about 10 years. And he doesn't look like he did. And it's like, it's one of those suspension of disbelief things with child actors, right? Of like, seemingly, he looks so similar to when he was 15 years old that she knew who this guy was, even though he was presumed dead.
Yeah. So he should have been shitting herself. Like, oh my God, it's a ghost. Now imagine though if he was played by Eminem. And you look just like that little kid. And he's like Eminem with his Eminem face. If it was Eminem, Sam Jackson having the dyed blonde hair would have been so fucking funny.
Oh man, if it was...
Because they could have joked about him looking like Stan,
both of them
right?
having the same haircut.
Yeah!
I've got to say, Eminem pulled it off a lot better. You mentioned earlier that there was a video game, and it was titled Jumper Griffin's Story, and it was made for the Xbox 360, PS2, and Wii consoles.
See, that would have been such a good idea as well for combat if they'd have made it like Bayonetta.
Oh man, yeah. Like,
they could have made it like Bayonetta and had you like teleporting cars in to finish combos and stuff.
I do want to kind of look up, maybe I'll put in a clip of this video game, because I wonder what this video game is. It doesn't really seem to explain like what the gameplay is.
Well, it'd have to be an action game, surely, right? Because if it's a platformer, it's going to be the fucking most piss-easy platformer ever when your character can teleport.
Now, you'd imagine it's got to be some kind of Devil May Cry-like, but it says that the teleportation elements make for some very compelling gameplay. However, you know, Game Rankings gave the 360 version of the game a 28% rating based on 12 reviews, and then the PlayStation 2 version received a 35% rating, and the Wii version received a 23% rating. So, not great, and apparently IGN gave it a negative review, saying it had low production values, monotonous gameplay, and lackluster visuals that make this a story you can jump past. Thanks, IGN.
The writer had a bit of fun there, didn't they? got a bit of sauce on that one.
Doesn't sound like it was a good video game, but that means they probably had to make two versions unless they were really lazy, because the 360 version was probably an entirely different game than the Wii and PS2 version.
Do you really think they gave a shit for Jumper Griffin's Story?
Yeah, and we can move on here to Carl to the potential sequel.
Let's go. So
author Stephen Gould's second novel in the Jumper series, Reflex, was published in 2004. By 2014, two more Gould novels in the series have been published, but at the time, there was only the second sequel. But prior to the film's 2008 release, Hayden Christensen reflected on the possibility of one or more sequels, saying, "This has definitely been set up in a way that will allow for more films, and Doug has been careful to make sure that he's created characters that will have room to grow." They're not wrong, because it's strongly set up like, hey, we're not going to kill off Sam Jackson, we're going to set up his mum to be now chasing him, and not him being on the run. You got Hayden Christensen and Jamie Bell both being alive, and now, you know, David being a bit more aware of this whole, like, Paladin war.
Yes.
And yeah, it set up very strongly for a sequel, and not in that much of a cringy way, like, a little bit in the sense of, like, well, I'll give you a head start. But yeah, pretty solid, like, opening there to just keep the keep the franchise going, right?
The thing is, though, if it didn't get a sequel after 3 years, it's not getting one now.
No, it's definitely not getting one now, and apparently Lucas Foster, during production of the film, stated in an interview that ideas got so large that they really couldn't fit into, 1 or 2 movies. They needed to evolve over at least 3 movies, so we planned the story out over 3 movies, and then we sliced it up in such a way as to leave room for the other 2. And it just didn't happen. But yeah, as you say, like, it's been 17 years now. There's no way that's happening.
There's some Jump believers out there, though. There's some true believers out there. And I did look.
Do you really think that people out there actually think that this sequel's still going to happen?
There's people out there who think fucking Bionicle's coming back. Give him a chance. So I looked it up, and Jamie Bell did do the voice of Griffin in Jumper, Griffin's Tale, but no one else from the original movie came back.
That sounds about right. I'm not surprised that Jamie Bell was the only one to return.
I guess if it's called fucking like Griffin's Story, he didn't get Griffin.
It says here that Doug Liman has spoken of his ideas for a sequel. Among them are that jumpers can reach other planets and travel in time, as well as their capacity for espionage.
How is like jumping through fucking time the first thing that comes to your head before espionage?
Apparently, yeah. But he also stated that Rachel Bilson's character would learn how to jump. Okay, so you can teach people how to jump? Is that how that's going to work? Or
okay, so just everyone can teleport now?
I can't fly if I don't have the energy?
Don't worry. Every living person has it inside them. You just have to find it.
It's not subtly hinted at in the movie that both Griffin and David showcase their powers at the age of 5. Like, both of them are given the age of 5 very specifically as the first time they jumped.
Yes.
So that would at least hint, as far as we're aware, we know of 2 people that can jump, and both of them did their first jump when they were 5. Then all of a sudden they're going to introduce a character that just learns to jump when they're like 25.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I also question how you can reach other planets when the entire point was that you couldn't jump to places that you were unfamiliar with. So are they getting on like a Jeff Bezos dick ship and just going to Mars and then being able to teleport back there when they want to?
Do you know what I want? I want someone to just the shot of like Griffin, like, I can take us to somewhere where you've never seen before, and it just smash cuts to him being on the moon, fucking dead. He's just on the moon, fucking dead.
So I was thinking, it doesn't account for the fact that they can't breathe in space, right? So they're just going to jump Sam Jackson into space and then immediately teleport back before
just
they die
instantly. Fucking dies, right?
Yeah. The travel in time thing, it's not set up. It sounds a bit ridiculous, but the reaching other planets, it's like the moment you think about that for more than 2 seconds, the entire idea just falls apart.
Yeah. The moment they introduce that, Sam Jackson should have permission to fucking nuke them. They're going to be bringing alien shit.
Jamie Bell Griffin, if he says that he can teleport anything that's moving easily, does that count as the moon?
Oh man, if he's that Thanos in it. Next time he gets into a fight with Sam Jackson in like a knockoff Iron Man suit and he fucking Thanos the moon at him.
Teleports the moon down to Earth, fuck it, why not?
Isn't that in Portal, right? Where they teleport to the moon?
They do throw a portal into the moon, yeah.
I am a fan, though, in media, where, like, someone has a power, and they think the power is very clearly defined, and then someone else tells you're a fucking idiot, no, it's not. I think to those Apprentice games, the Star Wars Apprentice games, he plays, like...
Force Unleashed.
Yes, Force Unleashed games, yes, where he plays Star Killer. And they reference that line from Yoda of, like, size means nothing to the Force. And it's like, oh, the apprentice, you're about to be shot by a Star Destroyer. And he's like, what do I do? It's like, well, use the fucking Force. And he's like, I can't rip a Star Destroyer out of the sky. It's like, yes, you can.
It's like, who says you can't?
Yeah, and he just grabs a Star Destroyer and pulls it out of the sky. I'm pretty sure Darth Vader with his robot arm could throw the box harder at Luke Skywalker than he uses the Force to throw it.
Hey, there's one time where they use that Jedi super speed. Never talk about it ever again.
What makes that so funny is that it's literally the first 10 minutes of that movie. So you think they're establishing, oh, Jedi can do that. And then the end of that movie, the primary, threat is that Obi-Wan can't make it to Qui-Gon Jinn in enough because he can't run fast enough. Don't you think about that, right? Starts the movie, we need to get away. Force run. End of the movie, Qui-Gon Jinn is getting his ass beat by Darth Maul. I've got to find a way to run between all these lasers. You think, well, this is the perfect opportunity to use that super fast running thing, right? And he never does.
Just to end on Carl, I want to talk about the fact that, we talk about, like, Starkiller and Jumper, and, around this time, like, The Dark Knight's coming out. 2008, and that rough time period, was Edge just at his edgiest?
Yeah. Like the the early 2000s to 2010s, a very edgy time for media.
Were we in our prime just living as teenagers in, like, the years of edginess?
Yep. So it was a great time to be one of those kids who had, like, dyed black hair and the skinny jeans.
Like, Edgy the Hedgie came out, Carl. Edgy the Hedgie was there when I was growing up.
Yeah, like, Shadow the Hedgehog, like, cocks that machine gun like a shotgun. And I was like, that's it.
That's it, that's the one.
That's the one. And you know what? I was able to move past that because I realised, fucking hell, that shit sucked.
But it's quite nice to have lived in that kind of, I guess, like, prime Edge experience at the right time and look back at it with nostalgia rather than cringing.
Oh man, it's great because I know I got in, but never that far in. But I'm not sat here going, "Hey, that fucking Starkiller game was absolutely sick. Bring it back." It's like, no, it was fun, and it's a 6 or 7 out of 10.
There's a reason why SSX is just been left in the past, right? It's just
no, SSX was great. SSX was not edgy.
EA Sports big though, like just the whole.
There's a reason Need for Speed has been left in the past.
That's true. What's the reason Burnout's been left in the past, Carl? The fucking cowardice, that's why.
Pure cowardice. The loss of Burnout is like, just a cultural loss on the scale of the burning of the Library of Alexandria. There, I said it.
And on that note, thank you all
I'm
for
obviously
watching.
joking, for fuck's sake.
And if you've enjoyed this video, remember to give us a like, subscribe, all that good jazz. But yeah, check out our Patreon if you haven't already, and I hope you all have a lovely day.
Yeah, go watch Jumper.
Go watch Jumper. It's alright.
Are you sure you just don't want to go for, oh, hi, audience, you're my favourite Patreon subscriber?
Oh, I mean, you told me to kick-start the conversation, but
That's
if
true.
you want to open with that, then by all means, just start with that. Oh, hi.
I'm aware of the fact that people think I do a good Tommy Wiseau impression, by which I mean I do a terrible one, but how can you possibly do a worse impression than he did?
Yeah, how can you do Tommy Wiseau worse than Tommy Wiseau did in life?
In that movie, it's great. My favourite part of that movie is just like, oh, hi, doggy.
How much is it?
It'll be $18.
Here you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favourite customer.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Speaking of our favourite customers, Carl.
Yes.
Should we get into the shout-outs? Because, like, these are maybe not our favourite customers, but these are the supporters that help us out the most. So they subscribe on the highest tier, and we need to shout them out every month to just show our appreciation for keeping the lights and mics on.
We don't need to, Lucas. We want to.
Of course.
A sentence I'm likely going to regret over the next, 30 seconds or so, because a standing offer, a gauntlet I have thrown down onto the floor for our entire audience is go to our Patreon, subscribe at the highest tier, and come up with the most unpronounceable name you can, just to watch us suffer. People have really taken that to heart this month.
Like, we've had to bring Google Translate into the mix at this point. Like, it's getting there.
Here's the thing. Google Translate is not helpful. Fuck you, AI. But our first shout out is for series of emojis, which I'm now going to read out as best I can. So, fire emoji, dragon emoji, gorilla emoji, guy doing this emoji, nails on fleek emoji can't be displayed because we copy pasted it into Discord, skull emoji, demon emoji, angry hat emoji cannot be displayed, 3 emojis in a row that are the eyes wide mouth face emojis, mushroom emoji, smiley face emoji, and hedgehog doing like a little jig.
Yeah, like, this has gone to incomprehensible levels at this point. But speaking of emojis...
we're up to hieroglyphics now. People are saying fucking hieroglyphics.
You were challenging people to bring hieroglyphics into the mix.
We called Wiki Weekends not the British Museum of Natural History. Right?
But yeah, we do have more emojis here, like ghost emoji, little ghost, and ghost emoji.
Yeah, that's a lot easier to pronounce than series of emojis that takes 30 to 40 seconds to say. But I do respect it.
Look what you've done! You've completely turned into ghosts! Which means I can finally do this!
And my day is not getting any easier because the next person who submitted their name in Nahuatl. A language I do not speak and I'm not familiar with, so let's give this a go, shall we? So, Tinakui, Horchata, Octilane, Tomi, Semasikapatia, Ta. Was that wrong? Was that offensive? Was that wrongly offensive?
I mean, that's
You be
always the
judge.
worry, right? It's like...
Yo soy abogado. Yo soy abogado.
But currently I have a nice, easy one, because it is to just say a special thanks to Split Screen. I was going to say I think Split Screen is referring to the moment where you realise that someone's screen watching you on GoldenEye and like, no!
When I saw someone screen watching, I just got mad and started throwing hands, and I realised that if my brother is watching my side of a screen while playing GoldenEye, he's not watching his balls.
You just... the moment
Don't
you see
screen
them
watch! The next person to shout out is Rosalindis Memphis. And I do need to apologise, because this person has supported our Patreon for a while, and I keep trying to specifically put in a clip from the song Walking in Memphis, because that's the only song I'm aware of that has the word Memphis in it. I have tried putting in the original version. I tried putting in the Nightcore version. I tried putting in the version that, like, the German, like, techno band Scooter did. Every time it gets us, like, copyright struck. So I'm really sorry.
I was going to say, is this the song that, like, every month I see a copyright strike against then? Yeah.
From Mark Cohn, yeah. And every time, because I think I try and do a nice little personal shout out, either via video clip or the little conversation myself and Lucas have. We want to let all of our supporters know, who support us at this tier, we appreciate you. Here's a funny little bit.
Exactly.
That's like effectively sponsored by you. I can't do that for this person. I'm really sorry.
We'll continue trying, I guess. But yeah.
It's to the point where I'm thinking, should I just record it myself? If they're going to continue to be a supporter, just do a really bad cover of it.
And Carl, I know that this is going to be a little bit spoilerific for you.
Okay.
But for the next person, I do want you to put in a certain, like, a certain character. Maybe not a certain clip. But we are spotted once again by Lucille DeSteele. And I've mentioned a couple of times, I don't know whether this is a One Piece reference of having D as like a middle initial, but I have recently watched an episode where Monkey D. Garp goes on the most rampages of rampages and shows off why they are the hero Garp. And if you can just any clip of Monkey D. Garp, just be Monkey D. Garp.
So the next person to shout out is Kicking Bucket, and then I can't decipher what they put here. So they put like a series of dots and dashes, and I'm not sure if it is, but it looks to me like, do you remember people use like those like keystrokes that aren't commonly seen on like a keyboard? So like show the little dude flipping the table.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It looks like that, but like more abstract, or it might be Loss. And if it's Loss, fucking well played for getting me with Loss.
I can see more flipping a table, so I guess just like, you know, put your favourite clip in on table flipping.
Oh, it's got to be something from Magic the Gathering, right?
Oh, God.
I don't understand how people with such an expensive hobby would dare to flip a table with their on. It'd be like flipping the table with your newborn baby on it.
The baby's probably more reasonable, right? You can make another one of them.
You can make another one. You can't get another like Black Lotus, can you?
Anyway, speaking of babies, we've got to then shout out Fallopian Starship Return to the Womb.
Like, this name gets longer each month, and I'm starting to think they're trying to tell us a short story in the most abstract manner possible. Fallopian Starship, that's like, it's a name. The thing we mentioned in Wiki Weekends is band names. I would not buy that band's album, I'm sorry.
I'm a fan of, or used to be a fan, I haven't listened to them much in the past few years, but I'm a fan of Cobra Starship, so that's what it always reminds me of, like just the Starship being the second part of the name. And
you mentioned Cobra Starship, Lucas, and I just have to say, I'm putting in a picture of their like first album because it's just the 2010s distilled. I won't put a clip in because copyright. If Mark Cohen gets us, Cobra Starship certainly will, because I bet they've got no fucking money coming in anymore.
I think Cobra Starship might be an encapsulation of 2010s, like, you know, the pop punk movement.
You know it's 2010s as fuck. I literally still have that haircut. Right. And I got this haircut in the 2010s. The next person's shout out is simply Daddy Grunt.
Which all I can imagine from that is the grunts from Halo, but just a big grunt, just the daddy.
To be fair, like, did you ever play like Halo Wars?
No, well, I played a little bit of it, but not much.
So one of the DLC characters of Halo Wars and RTS,
was it a daddy
unit.
grunt?
It was Yap Yap the Destroyer, who's like the grunt commander, and he's like the leader of the grunts, but his backstory is he didn't want to be, but no one else wanted to be harder than he didn't want to be, so by default he became the leader of the grunts. He's like, I don't want to be the leader of the grunts. Like, how noble and modest of you, leader of the grunts.
That is such grunt energy, that's perfect, yeah. Do you want to give us a riddle before I then go to Google Translate on this one?
I do, yes. So the final person to shout out before Lucas embarrasses himself so much is Be of Awesome. Okay, riddle time. What lies on the ground 100 feet in the air? Answer in my Patreon bio. We've not looked this up because I do like riddles. I'm not able to really figure out what this one is.
Mm-hmm. What weighs 6 ounces, sits in a tree, and is very dangerous?
A sparrow with a machine gun.
Yes, of course. Now,
it's a good riddle because I can't immediately tell what it is, and we don't want to take up too much of our audience's valuable time. But I do appreciate them sending a riddle. I'm unable to answer the riddle. Like, we're being honest. We could have looked it up. We could have pretended not to know and then like come up with it on the fly. We're being honest. We don't know the answer to that riddle. So thank you for, you know, providing us with a little mind bender there that we can't figure out.
I mean, maybe the comments can guess the answer to the riddle, and then next month we can reveal it in the shout out.
Yes.
The time has come. I've had to cheat and use Google Translate because this one was submitted in almost entirely either like kanji or katakana. I'm not sure which one it was, but in Japanese.
Spoilers, we don't read that language.
We don't.
Like, to me, I read that and think that is the name of like a video I listened to when I was an edgy teenager and like somehow fell into listening to Toho remixes. And it's just like, is that the name of like a Dematori song or something like that? So also, someone's going to lose their shit to that reference, and congratulations to that person.
I'm going to butcher the absolute hell out of this one, but I guess that's what we're here for, Carl. So, Atlin wa kimi ga kono rukasutu desu stranen ka Hideo Kojima Hideo no Butunda Kiaro made Tokushu Toga o Kami Kake Kaganana Hishi no Hatsuhon Shu to Shite Kara Mawari Suno o Kikikatu Kimi no Patreon no Shoutout to Wakuni Katakata Toroku Shita. So bear in mind, I got paid to say that. I tried. I am
also keep
sorry.
in mind, Lucas is the one who watches anime all the time. My Japanese pronunciation would be way worse.
That's a rough one, but you know, we just fully appreciate the support, and that's why we're willing to make idiots of ourselves at the end of all these videos.
We also appreciate as well just the continued effort expended by our audience to troll us in ever more creative and interesting ways.
Goddamn, we need to slim these down because this is approaching a 20-minute recording mark.
It's fine.
A third of a video. Goddamn.
See you all next time.
Hell yeah.